Am I the a-hole for cutting all contact with my family because of a prank? Original post. Here's what happened. I, 27 female, have always had a complicated relationship with my family. They've always been the type of people who think any joke is fine as long as someone laughs, no matter who gets hurt. Over the years, I've tried to brush it off and not let it bother me too much, but this time, they crossed a line I can't ignore. Recently, I achieved something big in my life. I bought my first home after saving for years. It's something I worked incredibly hard for, sacrificing vacations, nights out, and basically anything extra to make it happen. I was beyond proud of myself and excited to finally have a place to call my own. Naturally, I wanted to share this milestone with my family, even though our relationship has always been rocky. A few weeks ago, we had a family dinner to celebrate my new home. Everything seemed fine at first. They congratulated me, asked about the house, and seemed genuinely happy for me. But halfway through the night, my brother, 30 male, and sister, 25 female, handed me an envelope. They said it was a surprise to help me with my house. I opened it, and inside was what looked like a legal notice, stating that my house purchase had been canceled because of a clerical error and that it was now being sold to someone else. It even had an official-looking letterhead, my name, and details about the house. I was in complete shock. Everyone around the table started laughing, and my brother yelled, "Gotcha!" Turns out, they had faked the letter and thought it would be hilarious to see my reaction. I burst into tears, which only made them laugh harder. They even recorded the whole thing on their phones to post on social media. When I finally managed to speak, I told them how cruel this was. Buying this house was the biggest thing I'd ever done, and they turned it into a joke at my expense. Their response? "You're so sensitive. It was just a prank. Lighten up." I left the dinner early, completely heartbroken. A few days later, I decided I'd had enough. This wasn't the first time they'd pulled a prank like this. Over the years, they've humiliated me countless times, once ruining a job interview outfit by accidentally spilling coffee on it, another time pretending to lose my dog just to see me panic. I cut off all contact. I didn't make a scene, I just stopped responding to messages, blocked them on social media, and declined invites to family events. Now, I'm getting guilt-tripping messages from extended family, saying I'm being selfish and tearing the family apart. My mom even left me a voicemail crying about how much she misses me and begging me to come back. But I can't bring myself to forgive them. This prank felt like the final straw, and I don't see how I can trust them again. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole for cutting off my family over this prank? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. You're rightfully upset because it wasn't a prank. It was bullying. The "it was just a joke" BS is something every bully does to justify humiliating people. They thought it would be fun to upset you on your big night and then take videos of it and post it on social media, and your mother is crying that she misses you? No, she had an opportunity there to rip them a new one about their behavior and about treating you with kindness and respect, and she thought it would be better to go along with the prank. You deserve better than this. I'm glad you finally decided to call an end to their bullying. Don't let them, or any extended family members, pressure you into doing anything you don't want to do. I'm sorry that they couldn't just be happy for you for your achievement. Congratulations on your new home. She doesn't miss OP. Money is that she's become the new target in OP's absence. Not the a-hole. They went too far several pranks ago. Ruining an interview outfit isn't a prank, it's abusive. There's a great free PDF on tactics abusers use in interpersonal violence. Why does he do that? That you might find revelatory. It's a common abuse strategy to start an argument with someone the night before an important educational or career event, to fight the morning of a new job, to make sure the transportation to work isn't available, etc. Ruining an outfit you are going to wear falls into this category in my mind. Forcing you out of an outfit you felt comfortable and confident in, and sending you scrambling for something else is abuse. I'm sorry you've been abused and then gaslit by being told these are pranks. They're not pranks. It seems like the abuse is centered around anything that you love or makes you feel proud or successful. Have they always been envious of you? Your family members are abusive a-holes. Stay away and tell your extended family that you're done with the abusive bullying. Now for the first update. After I went no contact with my family, I thought they'd eventually accept my decision and move on, but that hasn't been the case. For the past few weeks, my brother and sister have been trying to get me to see the funny side of their prank. They've shown up at my house uninvited multiple times, banging on the door and demanding to talk to me. At first, I ignored them, but it became clear they weren't going to stop. One evening, I caught them standing outside my house with their phones out, recording themselves while yelling things like, "She can't take a joke," and "Let's see how long she can hide." It felt more like harassment than an attempt to reconcile. The final straw came when I discovered my car had been egged overnight, and my security camera caught my brother and sister doing it. I confronted them through text, telling them they'd crossed the line and needed to stop. Their response? "You're so dramatic. You're going to laugh about this one day." At this point, I realized I couldn't handle this on my own. I went to the police and filed a report for harassment. They took my statement, reviewed the footage from my security camera, and agreed that this behavior was unacceptable. My siblings were contacted and warned to stay away from me. Their reaction? More mocking messages, calling me a snitch, and accusing me of tearing the family apart. Some of my extended family members are siding with them, saying I should have just talked it out instead of involving the police. But others, especially those who've seen the footage, are horrified and fully support my decision. I feel a mix of relief and sadness. It's hard to accept that my own family could treat me this way, but I also feel safer knowing I've taken steps to protect myself. I'm focusing on building a new life in my home and surrounding myself with people who respect and support me. To anyone out there struggling with toxic family dynamics, you're not alone, and it's okay to set boundaries to protect your peace. Thank you for giving me the strength to stand up for myself. Final update 3 months later. I know I haven't updated in a while, and honestly, it's because dealing with all of this has been exhausting. Even after filing the police report, my brother and sister wouldn't let up. I wanted to believe they'd eventually get bored and move on, but instead, they doubled down. The mocking messages didn't stop. They even bragged about the warning they received, treating it like a joke. My extended family was split. Some still told me I was overreacting, while others admitted they were disturbed by my siblings' behavior. Then, things escalated. My security cameras caught them trespassing on my property again, this time leaving a mess of toilet paper and shaving cream all over my driveway. That was the final straw. I went back to the police and provided the new footage, showing that they had ignored the warning. This time, I filed for a restraining order. I had more than enough evidence to prove that their behavior was escalating, and after presenting everything security footage, text messages, and police reports, the judge granted it. They were legally ordered to stay away from me, my home, and my workplace. At first, they acted like it was a joke, but when they realized I wasn't playing their game anymore, the harassment finally stopped. The restraining order forced them to keep their distance, and for the first time in a long time, I felt safe. Some family members still don't understand why I had to take things this far, but I don't need their approval. I did what I had to do to protect myself. My home is now a place of peace, not anxiety. My phone is quiet. My life is my own again. To anyone dealing with toxic family members who refuse to respect your boundaries, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You are not obligated to tolerate mistreatment just because it comes from family. Your safety and well-being come first always. And if they want to call me a snitch for defending myself, so be it. I'd rather be a snitch than a doormat. Why do I get the feeling that all those pranks are supposed to take OP down a notch? Because OP is succeeding, job interview in-house, and the rest of them isn't. I think this is it. It's definitely giving she thinks she's so much better than us. Let's put her in her place. But OP with her new and shiny backbone said enough was enough, and I love that for her. I hope she's surrounded by genuine people who truly care and never lets those a-holes back into her life. May they have the life they deserve. You're right. I remember the time I invited my mother and sister to a social event for a political nonprofit I was with. I was freshly 19 and a new adult. My mother and sister were sitting by the bar the whole time, so I left my purse by them so I could go network. When I came back, the purse was gone, and they had no idea where it was. I started to panic and look around. I asked the bartender. Finally, my mom gave my purse back to me and admitted that she had hidden it to teach me a lesson about being careless with my things. Careless for trusting my closest family members? I know it was actually because she was threatened to see me as a new adult being social with other adults, as I'd been a very shy and introverted teenager. May her siblings turn their pranks on the family members who supported them. Oh, they will. Or on their parents. And suddenly the new punching bag will understand OP's point of view and come crawling back asking for forgiveness. Just wait for a couple of months for the new update. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend I'm not interested in her baby or being involved in her new mom life? I, 29 female, have been child-free my whole life. I've never wanted kids. I've never liked being around kids. I don't even like holding babies. It's not a phase or trauma or anything like that. I'm just not wired that way. I've always said I don't want to be a mom or have anything to do with parenting. One of my close friends from college, let's call her Anna, 30 female, recently had a baby. She's always wanted kids, so I'm happy for her. I even got her a baby shower gift and dropped off food when she came home from the hospital. But now she's acting like I'm supposed to shift my entire lifestyle to fit around her new life as a mom. She keeps making comments like, "You'll change your mind one day," or "You'll be the cool auntie," or "Wait until you hold her, she'll melt your heart." I just laugh it off, but it's getting annoying. She even started sending me parenting videos and baby milestone photos every other day. I don't react and she keeps pushing. Last weekend, she invited me to a moms and friends gathering at her house, and I politely said no. I don't enjoy being around kids and I didn't want to spend my Saturdays surrounded by babies and diapers. She told me she needed support and said I should be there for her now that things are hard. That's when I finally confessed my feelings that I care about her, but I didn't want to be involved in baby stuff. I didn't want to babysit. I'm still her friend, but nothing has changed on my end. She got really quiet and just said, "Wow, okay." She hasn't talked to me since. And now one of our mutual friends said Anna's feelings were really hurt. Apparently she cried and told people I was cold and made her feel abandoned. I didn't mean to be harsh, but I also feel like I was honest. I didn't insult her baby or her parenting. I just don't want to be involved. I didn't sign up to be a second mom just because I don't have kids of my own. It feels like people think being child-free means I have all this free time and no emotional limits. I'm allowed to set boundaries too. So now I'm wondering if I was too blunt. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Just wanted to clear a few things up since people are asking and making assumptions. Anna and I are close, but we're not best friends. We've always gotten along and stayed in touch since college, but we don't talk every day or share everything. I care about her and I'm happy she's doing something she always wanted, but we've never been the kind of friends who are super involved in every part of each other's lives. Also, this wasn't the first time we talked about boundaries. I've said multiple times that she should ask our mutual friend, who does like kids and has babysitting experience, to help out instead of me. I even offered to help pay that person so Anna wouldn't feel stuck. She just kind of brushed it off every time and said things like, "But you're her aunt in spirit," or "I just want people I trust." I do support her. I sent gifts, brought food, checked in during pregnancy. I just don't want to play a parenting role. That's not the same as not caring at all. I get that new motherhood can be isolating and hard, and I feel bad if my words added to that. I do plan on reaching out to apologize for how I said it, because I wasn't trying to be mean. But I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not either. I think there's a way to say sorry without going back on the boundary I set. I'm just figuring out how to word it. Thanks for the feedback so far. Edit 2. A few more things because I've gotten some weird DMs and assumptions. This is a throwaway account because I have a main that's tied to my private business. I post under my real name there and I really don't need clients or business contacts finding a personal rant about mom friendships and turning it into something it's not. I'm not trying to hide some big secret or troll. I just don't want this tied to my professional life. Hope that makes sense. Also, I really don't hate men. Not sure why that came up, but no, this post isn't about gender or bitterness or anything like that. I don't have some deep-rooted issue with families or parenting either. I just personally don't want kids and I don't want to be pushed into a caretaking role just because I'm available. That's it. It's not some anti-anything stance. I also want to say I really do appreciate the thoughtful comments, and even the ones that disagreed kindly. This post wasn't meant to trash Anna or act like I'm some perfect boundary setter. I messed up the way I said things. I am going to reach out with an actual apology because it's not about being right. It's about maintaining a friendship, even if it has to shift a little. But yeah, I'm still not going to babysit. That hasn't changed, LOL. Thanks for support and criticism. Not the a-hole. If she's your close friend, she should already know your stance and accept it. They aren't going to be close friends anymore. She's a new mom. Her baby is the most important thing in her life. She's not going to spend much time around someone if she can't talk about the baby and that person dislikes the baby. Neither of them are the a-hole, but it's just how things are gonna go. Maybe they will hang out every once in a while, but their friendship is going to look very different. This is coming from someone who is a mother and drifted away from some friends after I had children. Not the a-hole. Friends come and go and are in your life at certain times for a reason. You seem to have made your interest or lack thereof clear. I have child-free friends who I do dinner with every once in a while. Child-free. I have child-free friends who come over all the time and are aunties. I also have child-free friends, and we just didn't mesh anymore after I became a mother. All of that is fine. I can't force anyone to be a part of my life, and frankly, it sounds exhausting. Relationships evolve and change. Do I feel for your friend that she is having a rough time? Yes, but it sounds like there are ways you have supported her that don't involve the kid. And it's definitely not fair of her to expect you to come to a kid-centric event. If it was like a large gathering for adults and kids happen to be there, it would be different. Same and same. Well said. Your friend might come around when her kid's a bit older, but part of her being your friend is her realizing you are not going to share this journey with her in the way she's currently expecting, and that has to be okay. Do I look back at how I was when I had a new baby and cringe at times? Yes, for sure. But as an adult with older kids now, I love my time with adults child-free as much as I love my time with kids. The baby stage is overwhelming. You are a good friend and you are supportive in your way. She'll either come around or won't, but try to find others to hang with to fill that void for now. Update. Thanks to everyone who commented. I've read through a lot of the responses, even the harsh ones, and I've had some time to reflect. Anna and I are going to meet up for drinks on Monday. I reached out and offered to pay for a babysitter so she could relax, but she said her mom will be watching the baby. I'm hoping we can talk things out and get back on the same page, even if things look a little different now. Appreciate the perspective. Things seem to be moving positively for now.